Marcella Rose. If I told you that Marcella Rose shot a 35 the first time she ever played golf, and that one of her personal bylaws is that she never cheated and always played the ball down if the score counts, what else do you need to know? Well, there's a lot more. Missouri State medalist and champion low amateur at the 1964 and 1965 U.S. Women's Open. Marcella won the St. Louis District and the Missouri State tournaments twice. In case you're wondering, she had 9 holes in one. She carded a 64 both Forest Park and Crystal Lake golf courses. She's a national finalist at Rochester and Golf Club of Minnesota. She's golf royalty in St. Louis and Missouri. We're proud to induct Marcella Rose in the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame. Marcella will be interviewed by Ellen Port, a member of the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame and the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. There she is. She's been called the First Lady of Golf in Missouri. Ellen won 5 USGA Women's Championships. She was on 2 Curtis Cup teams. The RCGA named her one of the top 100 St. Louis athletes of all time. Currently the golf coach at Washington University. Welcome Ellen Port to interview Marcella Rose.
You would have, if someone would have told you 30 years ago that you and I would be sitting here, and I would have been interviewing you and you would have been inducted, what would you have said?
30 years ago? Kind of impossible.
Impossible. Well, let's have some fun. So, Marcella, you are a sportswoman. I could say you are a jock. We used to say that when we were growing up. In the 50s, you played basketball for the St. Mary Macklin's team, an old Jefferson team. You were a shortstop. In softball, you played every sport there was. So I'm going to ask you, at age 17, why golf?
Well, my Aunt Lou said, try something a little more ladylike. And she played golf at Forest Park. She says, okay. She says, we can go to the park. And I said, why would I go out there and chase a ball somewhere out there and try and put it in a hole that I can't see? It's ridiculous. So we went in the backyard. She showed me how to hold the club. Next day we go out and I shoot 35 on the Forest Park 9. And she says, never come down here again. You're up there on 18.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So who would you say, I know you're a natural athlete, but who would you say influenced your game and helped you the most along the way in your golf?
Everybody. Mr. Golby for one. I watched him many, many times. Mr. Haas, all the known players. A lot of the Paramount Club at Forest Park. I used to watch Ted Rhodes for hours, hitting iron shots, and then go out and think I'd played just as well as he played. And I watched all the tournaments when the guys came to the park. And I couldn't get into a club in St. Louis, so there was no way you could play. So I finally was able to go to Crystal Lake, and they welcomed me with open arms. And in order to play tournaments, you had to belong to a club. No one would take single women, even though I might have paid the full price if I could afford it. So I went to Meadow Lake Acres and played a lot of national tournaments out of Meadow Lake Acres in Jeff City. Eventually I ended up, found out Norwood had lady memberships and was able to join Norwood, where I am right now.
That's awesome. That goes to, yeah, that's I think you can say if there's a will, there's a way with Marcella. You found a way to do an awfully lot. So another question. You began entering competitions in 1959. You started a lot like I did. First you started with the Women's District, then the Women's State, and then the Trans-Miss, which they now changed right to the Transnational, where you lost to the past USAM champ, Barbara McIntyre.
Right,
Brenda Bowen.
5 and 4.
Both, yeah.
I remember that. I couldn't understand why she kept hitting the ball closer than I did. I'd hit it 10 feet, she'd hit it 5. I'd hit it 5, she'd hit it 2. So I lost 5 and 4.
Next time I see Barb, I'm going to ask her if she remembers the score of your match.
I remember, and she said to me, she said, do you always talk a lot? And I said, no, and she says, good. So that told me I should keep my mouth shut when I'm out there playing.
You're very astute. So from those days, just give us a couple of your fondest memories. Or highlights from your career.
Highlights? I've got so many. I played so many of the national champions, Curtis Cup players, beat a lot of them. I didn't make it to all the finals like you did, but I sure gave you a heck of a run.
Yes, you did.
And I stopped a lot of Curtis Cuppers from winning the national amateur.
I love it. And I love about Marcella, I remember we were together, I think, at a trans, and I thought you were old. You're my age, and I thought you were so old.
Well, thank you.
And I remember we'd sit out there, and she's a consummate student of the game. We were talking shop. You're like, what are you working on, Marcella? And you were telling me, and we were telling you, and I really appreciated that, and that really inspires me even more when I think about that.
I enjoy practicing.
Yes, you do.
Practice by the light of the moon.
Absolutely. So I'm going to shift gears just a little bit as we close. And you have been, she's been an official of millions of sports. I sat by one of your friends, and she's still a volleyball official. But you are a well-known rules official. And you know that RNA and the USGA, they're on the move. They're going to simplify the rules of golf. Okay.
Just now that I've gotten used to the old ones, they're going to change them again.
Exactly. But let me ask you, there was one rule in golf, and I know what mine would be, that you could change.
One rule?
One rule in golf that you could change, what would it be?
Well, you probably know that, the one where I signed the papers for the Curtis Cup the night before.
Well, tell everybody, what would be the rule?
I'm playing in the National Amateur, and I think it was Prairie Dunes. And I was 7 under par, and I had my opponent 5 down going into 8. And we were on the green that was like this. So I told my caddy, go and take the, flag out that I'm going to pitch this in. I had a shot from about here to Mr. Randolph. And I said, walk around that way. So the kid walks around and he kicks the edge of the green, reaches down and touches it, which by then was a rule that you can't touch anything like that on the green. The lady in the cart jumped up out of the cart before he even stood up and said, you lose the hole. I said, how in the heck can I lose the hole? I had to shank the ball, to lose the hole. You lose the hole. So we went on and on and on and argued that point until the 14th hole, and Joe Dye comes down with about 5 books in his arms. So we went, as we're playing, now I have to keep playing. And I keep saying, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. The rule is right, but she had no right in telling me about it. I had to have an objection from my opponent and for her to report it to someone like Joe Dye, and then they would rule on it. But they never followed that part of the book. So in the final analysis, it was Joe Dye, and he says, I'm the final say-so. And I said, yeah, you're the rule book. And I went and threw my clubs in the car, and he said, don't go home mad. I said, home mad? I'm just going home. I've lost.
Okay.
And that is the rule that I know they changed, talking about if you're on the green and putting or whatever, your line of play now is part little left, little right of your line of play, and that has changed. But it took them too long to change it.
Well, in closing, here's what most people don't know, Marcella, is David Faraday was really the one that was supposed to interview you, but his plane didn't take off. But I promised him that I would end with rapid fire, one of my favorite things where you share your clever answers to my stupid questions. Ready?
By the way, I don't know these questions.
Here we go. Ready? Start the clock. Favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite St. Louis tourist attraction? Tourist attraction. Favorite St. Louis tourist attraction?
Ooh, I don't know.
Victoria's Secrets or Kohl's?
What are they?
Okay, have you ever thrown a club?
Thrown a club? Never.
Ever wanted to?
Never.
Ball caps or visors?
Ball cap.
Pigtails or ponytails?
Scissors.
I had to ask that one. Bud Light or an Arnold Palmer?
Bud Light.
A sunrise or a sunset?
Probably sunset.
Small or large print for a rule book? So,
Well, since I've had all the eyes done, I don't need it.
Zoysia or bent fairways?
Zoysia or what?
Bent
Oh, you can
fairways.
keep those bent fairways. Okay.
Pro V1s or flying ladies?
Pro V1.
Okay, let's give it up to one fine flying lady. Thank you.
Y'all didn't know we were going to have a comedy show here, did you? That's good stuff. Thank you, Ellen.